Most people assume they'll live into their late 80s, but the reality is harsh. Many never make it past 82. And it's not because of some catastrophic illness. It's because of subtle daily habits, overlooked warning signs, and mental patterns that slowly rob your strength, awareness, and will to life. If you're over 60, this is not just a message, it's a wake-up call. Because what you do in the next 12 months will determine whether you fade or finish strong. Stay to the end, because the final reason is the one no one dares to say out loud. They stop moving. Motion is life. And yet, for many people as they get older, movement becomes optional, something to fit in, if they have time, if they feel up to it, or if the weather allows. But the body doesn't wait. The body listens to what you do and what you don't. And when you stop moving with purpose, your body doesn't just pause. It starts shutting down. Muscles shrink. Bones lose density. Your balance fades. Your circulation slows. And the body begins to do exactly what you're teaching it to do, less. Most seniors don't make a conscious decision to stop moving. It happens gradually. You retire. You no longer have to walk to work. You spend more time indoors. Stairs start to feel tiring, so you avoid them. You begin sitting more, not just for meals, but during the day, during TV, during rest. And soon, movement becomes something you react to, not something you initiate. You walk because you have to, not because you want to. You stretch because something hurts, not to stay limber. You go outside only when necessary, and before you realize it, your world and your body have shrunk. But here's what most people don't understand. The problem isn't just physical. Yes, when you stop moving, your muscles atrophy, your joints stiffen, your bones become fragile. But it goes deeper than that. Movement is stimulation, not just to your body, but to your brain. When you move, you send signals from your feet to your spine to your brainstem. These signals wake up the nervous system. They keep you sharp. They regulate your mood. They remind your body, I'm still here. I still have purpose. The moment you stop engaging your body with intention, your brain activity starts to dim. You feel slower, less creative, more tired. You begin to lose confidence. And slowly you lose identity, because movement is identity. The way you walk, stand, reach, stretch, and hold yourself, it tells your nervous system that you're still living, not just surviving. That's why walking around the house isn't enough. It's better than nothing, yes, but it's not functional training. It's survival movement. It's automatic. It doesn't challenge your posture. It doesn't strengthen your glutes, improve your stride, or reinforce your balance. It just keeps you upright for now. But over time, it lets your muscles go quiet. It lets your core fade. It allows weakness to settle in places that once felt strong. What you need is intentional motion movement that requires effort, control, and presence. Not to run a marathon, not to lift heavy weights, but to keep your joints working the way they were meant to keep your spine aligned, to keep your nervous system awake. That means resistance training, even if it's just using a band or body weight. That means stretching with focus, not just bending randomly. That means posture exercises that help your shoulders stay back, your neck stay tall, and your hips stay stable. And yes, it means walking with purpose, every day, outside if possible, where the surface changes, where you have to engage your balance and stride with real awareness. Every time you move with intention, you tell your nervous system, I'm still needed, keep me sharp. And your body responds, your blood starts flowing, your hormones rebalance, your digestion improves. Your breathing deepens. Your mood lifts. You don't need a full gym. You don't need fancy routines. You just need to reclaim movement as medicine, daily, consistent, non-negotiable. Because once you stop moving, the decline doesn't wait. It shows up fast. First, in small ways, your legs feel weak after a short walk. You trip more often. You hesitate when turning. But then it grows. You start losing muscle mass, not from disease, but from disuse. You start losing bone, not from age, but from inactivity. And once your posture begins to collapse, your lungs lose space, your balance becomes shaky, and your confidence crumbles. Movement is not something to do if you feel good. It's what makes you feel good. It's what keeps your digestion working, your joints moving, your brain firing. It's what tells your body you still belong in this world, not just as a passenger, but as a participant. So ask yourself, when was the last time you moved for your health, not out of habit, but with intention? When was the last time you walked not just to the kitchen, but around the block with your chest lifted and your stride strong? When was the last time you stood tall, stretched wide, and reminded your body that it was built to engage? Don't let convenience steal your energy. Don't let comfort weaken your legs. Don't let stillness become your default. You don't need hours. You just need a few minutes every day to send the message: I'm still here, I still move, I still choose to live. Because motion is life, and life, real, vibrant, engaged life, begins the moment you take the next step. They eat for comfort, not fuel. There comes a quiet shift in how many people eat as they grow older, and it often goes unnoticed. It starts small, skipping meals because you're not as hungry, choosing softer foods because they're easier to chew, eating something quick because it's just you at the table. But over time, eating becomes less about fueling your body and more about comforting it. Food becomes routine, emotion-driven or nostalgic, and while there's nothing wrong with comfort now and then, the danger is when it becomes the default. Because your body, especially after 60, doesn't need comfort. It needs support. The truth is, your digestive system changes with age. Your stomach produces less acid. Your gut bacteria shift. Your body becomes less efficient at absorbing certain nutrients, especially protein, magnesium, B12, and vitamin D. You lose muscle faster, you store fat easier, and your insulin response isn't as sharp as it used to be. That means the food choices that were fine when you were 30 now work against you after 60. If you keep eating like you used to, your body doesn't just slow down, it starts breaking down. Quietly, internally, cell by cell. Yet most older adults still build their meals around what's familiar. Bread, pasta, mashed potatoes, cereal, crackers, cookies, processed meats, easy snacks, soft, sweet, salty, and repetitive. These foods are comforting, but they're also empty. They spike blood sugar, cause inflammation, and leave your cells underfed. You feel full, but your body is still starving for real nutrition. And over time, that starvation shows up as fatigue, joint pain, brain fog, weakened immunity, and slow healing. You're not getting old, you're getting undernourished. And here's what most people don't realize. Comfort food doesn't just affect your body, it affects your mind. Highly processed, carb-heavy foods sedate you. They dull your focus. They lower your energy. They trigger inflammation in the brain, reduce neurotransmitter function, and even worsen symptoms of depression. That midday nap you need after a heavy lunch, that mental fog you can't shake in the afternoon, that constant bloated, sluggish feeling. It's not your age, it's your diet. You are what your cells can absorb, not what you eat. And if your cells are swimming in sugar, stripped of fiber, and missing critical nutrients, they can't repair themselves. They can't regenerate muscle. They can't protect your organs. They can't keep your nervous system sharp. When you eat for comfort, you remove vitality from your life. Your body may still be functioning, but it's not thriving. It's surviving. And that's the slow shift no one talks about. The difference between aging and decaying. So what does it mean to eat with intention? It means prioritizing function over flavor, not every time, but most of the time. It means building meals around protein, lean meats, fish, eggs, legumes, because muscle is the currency of aging, and without it, everything declines. It means choosing fiber-rich foods, vegetables, fruits with skin, whole grains, seeds, because your digestion needs stimulation to stay active. It means cutting back on sugar, not just for weight, but because sugar feeds inflammation and drains your energy. And it means hydrating with water, not soda, juice, or coffee all day, because your cells need clean fluid to function well. Eating well isn't about restriction, it's about respect. Respecting what your body needs at this stage of life. Respecting your future self enough to give it strength now. You don't need to follow a strict diet or become a health expert. You just need to be honest. Are you feeding your body or are you numbing it? Are you eating to stay sharp, mobile, and energized, or to pass time, soothe stress, or avoid cooking? One change makes a difference. Swapping breakfast cereal for eggs and fruit, replacing soda with water and lemon, adding a handful of greens to your plate, skipping dessert 2 nights a week. These small decisions send your body a powerful message. I still care. I'm still here. I still want to live well. And your body will respond with more energy, better mood, improved sleep, and clearer thinking. You don't need perfect meals, but you do need purposeful ones. Because after 60, food is no longer just about enjoyment. It's your medicine. It's your momentum. It's your message to your cells that you're not giving up, you're just getting started. They shrink their social world. Connection is not just a luxury. It's not just something nice to have. For the aging body and brain, connection is medicine. It's what keeps the nervous system regulated. It's what keeps your mind sharp, your heart steady, and your spirit alive. But as people grow older, many begin to shrink their social world slowly and often without noticing. They stop calling friends. They stop attending events. They skip family gatherings. Conversations get shorter. Days get quieter. And that slow quiet becomes a kind of isolation that can do more damage than any disease. When you disconnect from people, your body begins to respond, and not in a good way. Studies show that social isolation increases your risk of early death more than obesity, more than alcoholism, and even more than physical inactivity. It raises cortisol, the stress hormone. It suppresses immune function. It increases inflammation. It contributes to memory decline, anxiety, depression, and even cardiovascular problems. You may still be breathing, but your cells start acting like you've already checked out. And yet it happens to so many people. Sometimes it's the result of retirement. You stop seeing coworkers, your routine shifts, your schedule becomes flexible, but your world becomes smaller. Other times it's health related. You lose mobility and suddenly leaving the house feels like a hassle. Or friends pass away, families move, the phone rings less often, and you find yourself spending entire days in silence, not because you want to, but because you've accepted it as normal. But loneliness is not normal. It's not just an emotional state, it's a physical condition that takes a real toll on your health. What many don't realize is that social interaction is neurological exercise. Every time you talk to someone, really talk, your brain is firing on multiple levels. You process language, remember details, read body language, respond to emotion, and navigate the rhythm of the conversation. It keeps your brain alive. Laughter boosts dopamine. Listening activates empathy. Physical touch reduces blood pressure and stabilizes the heart. These aren't small things. They are the hidden regulators of your internal world. And when they disappear, your body begins to withdraw from life itself. That's why it's not enough to just be around people. You need meaningful interaction, real connection, the kind that reminds you that you still belong here, that your story matters, that someone sees you and that you see them. It can be a phone call, a coffee meetup, a walk with a neighbor, volunteering once a week, joining a group even if it's small. These aren't luxuries, they're non-negotiables. Because when you are seen, heard, and needed, your entire biology shifts. You stand taller, you think clearer, you feel younger. Your cells remember how to live. On the flip side, when people stop reaching out and, more importantly, stop letting others in, the decline is faster than anyone expects. It starts as simple forgetfulness. Then sleep worsens, motivation fades, you stop caring how you look, how you move, what you eat. You begin to fade from the inside out long before your body fails. It's not the heart that goes first, it's the connection to life. And yes, the world feels different now. Faster, more digital. People scroll instead of speak. Everything seems noisy, but that's exactly why you must remain in it. You don't have to keep up with trends or technology. You just have to stay human. Stay present, be the one who starts the conversation. Call your children, message your old friends, start a game night, attend that community event even if it feels awkward at first. Because the longer you stay engaged, the longer your body stays responsive. And let's be honest, it takes courage. It's easier to withdraw, easier to say no thanks and stay home. But if you want to protect your health, your memory, your emotional strength, you need people, not hundreds. Just a few who bring life into your world, who challenge you, listen to you, remind you that you still matter. You don't outgrow connection. You grow into a deeper need for it. So ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you reached out without waiting to be contacted first? When was the last time you had a real, face-to-face conversation that left you smiling or thinking or remembering? When was the last time you were hugged, really hugged, and felt your nervous system settle? These things are not extra. They are fuel. They are part of your longevity strategy, whether you realize it or not. Because here's the truth. The moment you stop being part of the world, your body starts preparing to leave it. But the moment you choose to engage again, to be present, connected, and alive, everything begins to shift back toward life. You don't need 1,000 friends. You need connection. Deep, consistent, meaningful connection. Don't shrink your world, expand it even by one conversation. They sleep poorly and accept it as normal. One of the most dangerous myths about aging is that poor sleep is somehow normal. That after 60 or 70, you're just supposed to accept broken rest, long nights of tossing and turning, and early morning wake-ups you never asked for. But that's not just wrong, it's harmful. Poor sleep is not a harmless side effect of aging. It's a red flag, a signal that your body's internal systems, your brain, your hormones, your immune system are struggling. And if you ignore that signal, the damage doesn't stop. It compounds, quietly, night after night. Most people don't connect sleep to long-term health. They think of it as rest optional, negotiable, based on comfort. But sleep is not just rest. It's recovery. It's the time when your brain detoxifies, when your immune system repairs, when your hormones reset, when your memories consolidate, and when your body decides whether to heal or deteriorate. If you're waking up every 2 hours, relying on pills to get to sleep, or feeling groggy and heavy each morning, you're not just tired, you're aging faster. Sleep loss shrinks the brain. This is not theory. It's been shown repeatedly in brain scans. A tired brain doesn't just feel slow, it actually becomes smaller over time. And the areas most affected, the ones responsible for memory, attention, emotional regulation, and decision making, you start forgetting names. You lose patience faster. You become reactive, anxious, or withdrawn, not because of personality, but because of poor brain hygiene. And it doesn't stop at the brain. Poor sleep wrecks the immune system. Just one night of disrupted sleep lowers your body's ability to fight off infection. Chronic sleep issues raise inflammation, the same kind of systemic inflammation linked to heart disease, Alzheimer's, arthritis, diabetes, and depression. Your joints ache more. Your gut becomes more sensitive. Your body heals slower. And the worst part, it all feels subtle, manageable, just a little tired. But inside, the damage builds. Yet despite all this, many older adults continue to accept poor sleep as their new reality. They shrug off the symptoms. That's just how it is now. They take a pill, scroll on their phone, or leave the TV on until they drift off, and they think that rest is enough. But that kind of sleep-broken, shallow, drug-induced doesn't restore your body. It sedates it. It puts you in a kind of limbo where your nervous system never fully resets. And over time, that wears you down in ways you can't always see. The solution isn't just more sleep, it's better sleep. And better sleep doesn't happen by accident. It requires discipline. It requires you to protect your rhythm, your circadian clock, like you would protect your health. Because it is your health. That means less light at night. Your body takes cues from brightness. When you keep lights on late, you tell your brain it's still daytime. That delays melatonin release and shortens your deep sleep. The fix: dim the lights after sunset. Avoid screens 2 hours before bed. Let your body feel the shift from day to night. Temperature matters too. Your core body temp needs to drop by 1-2 degrees to fall into deep sleep. A warm room blocks that process. Sleeping in a cooler environment, ideally around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius, can increase the amount of time you spend in the most restorative sleep stages. And if you're waking up sweating or restless, temperature might be the hidden enemy. Supplements like magnesium can help. Not sleeping pills, which often just sedate without restoring, but natural calming aids like magnesium glycinate or L-theanine help relax the body without knocking it out. Pair that with breathwork, slow, intentional breathing before bed, and you activate your parasympathetic nervous system. The system that says, you're safe, you can let go now. But most important of all is respecting sleep. Making it a priority, not an afterthought. You wouldn't skip meals every day and expect your body to stay strong. You can't keep skipping deep, quality sleep and expect your mind and body to function well. You need to treat bedtime as sacred, a time to unplug, unwind, and prepare your body to heal. If you're struggling to sleep, don't ignore it. Track it. Get a sleep study. Rule out apnea. Fix your room. Create a ritual. Make sleep something you look forward to, not fight against. Because when you sleep well, everything gets better. Your memory, your energy, your immune strength, your mood, your resilience. You don't need perfect sleep, but you do need intentional sleep, and you're not too old to fix it. You're not too far gone to improve it. Your body still wants to heal. Your brain still wants to repair, but it can't do that if you're sabotaging your rhythm every night. Don't let poor sleep feel normal. Don't let fatigue become your baseline. Choose rest that restores you, not just rest that gets you through the night. Because the longer you sleep poorly, the shorter your life becomes. They live without purpose. This is the last one, and it's the hardest. Not because it's rare, but because it's everywhere. Quiet, unspoken, invisible from the outside, but deeply felt on the inside. It's the moment someone stops moving towards something. When the days all start to look the same. When there's nothing to aim at, nothing to build, nothing to protect or grow. It's not a loss of time, it's a loss of meaning. And when that goes, the body starts to fade soon after. Purpose is not a job, it's not your title, it's not even your productivity. Purpose is a decision to remain committed to something that matters. It could be taking care of your health, supporting someone you love, sharing your wisdom, helping others, learning a new skill, or simply waking up each day with the mindset, I still have something to give. It's not about being busy, it's about being needed. And when the nervous system knows you're needed, it stays engaged. But when it doesn't, it downshifts, slowly, reluctantly, but surely. The problem is, most people retire from more than just work. They retire from effort, from vision, from the challenge that kept them sharp. The clock no longer matters. The deadlines are gone. And for the first few months, that can feel like peace. But too much stillness is not peace, it's decline in disguise. The body begins to loosen. Muscles lose tone. Posture collapses. The appetite fades. Sleep becomes lighter. Hormones drop. Brainwaves flatten. And the soul, the part of you that once burned with focus, becomes quiet. Not gone, just dulled. You see it in their eyes, in the way they speak, the way they move. People who once stood tall begin to hunch. Those who once looked forward now only look down. Their voice becomes softer, their choices fewer, their steps slower. It's not just aging, it's what happens when a person no longer feels called, when there's no reason to push, no one counting on them, nothing new to wake up for. And here's the harsh truth. Without purpose, the human system starts to prepare for exit, not instantly, but gradually. The immune system weakens. Memory becomes less important, so the brain lets go of it. The eyes don't focus as clearly. The spine compresses. Blood flow slows. These are not just the side effects of time. They are the side effects of disconnection from meaning. And the body, smart as it is, does not waste energy where there is no longer intention. But here's the good news. Purpose can return at any age, for any person. It doesn't require a grand mission or a public platform. It starts with a single question. What can I still give? That question has power. It lights a fire in the nervous system. It brings focus back to the eyes. It tightens the posture. It strengthens the heartbeat. It tells your biology, there's still something here. Keep going. Purpose can be small. Watering your garden with intention. Calling your grandson and listening fully. Mentoring a younger neighbor. Reading a new book. Learning a new recipe. Walking to stay strong for someone else, helping others move through their fear. You don't need applause. You just need responsibility, even if it's only to yourself. Because once you take ownership, once you decide that life is still in session, everything starts to change. You eat better, you sleep deeper, your thoughts become clearer. Why? Because the body follows the mind, and the mind follows purpose. When you say to yourself, I am not done, your cells hear you. Your brain begins to adapt. Your nervous system tunes in. You stop drifting. You begin to move forward again, maybe slowly, but surely. Don't let the world convince you that your best years are behind you. Don't believe the lie that retirement means releasing meaning. You don't retire from being needed. You don't retire from leading your own life. You don't retire from caring. If you wake up today, then today is yours to lead. If you're breathing, you're still being asked to participate. Don't live passively. Don't drift through time. Don't treat life like a waiting room. The clock hasn't stopped. It's still ticking. But the question is, are you still showing up? Purpose doesn't find you. You create it with your choices, with your attention, with your will. Choose something worth showing up for. Because the moment you live without purpose, the body begins to wonder why it's still here. And the moment you live with purpose again, the body remembers, and it starts rebuilding your life from the inside out. You don't need a grand mission, but you do need a reason. A garden, a grandchild, a journal, a group, a cause. Anything that reminds you, I matter. Final wisdom. Most people don't die because they're old. They die because they've stopped participating in life. Don't wait for decline to remind you to live. Life now with movement, with fuel, with connection, with sleep and with purpose. Because the finish line is not guaranteed. But how you run your life